Hi everyone. This is the last live I'm going to do where I show you the new resources that we've got, which I'm glad about really because I'm getting a bit tired to be honest. But anyway, I just want to make sure that you've got everything you need for when you go back. And today's GPS lessons. So you might know that we launched a GPS scheme quite a few years ago now. It is free. I will show you that in a minute. But this year, what we have, so we already had sort of differentiated worksheets and things and modelling PowerPoints, but this year we've got teaching slides and we've got extra application resources, and they're really, really good. So I wanted to show you that, but it's also in this new lesson format. So I've talked about this a lot. I'm not sure that many teachers have logged on yet, which I'm really pleased about, to be honest. Don't log on until the day before you got to go back. But yeah, the new lesson format is a slightly different way of finding resources, and we've split the resource packs up as well. So I really want you to know where they are. The resource packs are not missing. They are in very specific areas. So I'm going to show you everything. I'll show you the scheme of work as well, and talk you through what we're doing and our thinking behind it, basically. So I'm going to share my screen. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more advanced with this, so right, let's go with this for now then. She says I'm getting more advanced, and I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm just going to share this tab to start with, but in time I'll have to go back and reshare it, I think, so that I can give you the sound. Right, okay then, so let's just pretend you've just arrived at Classroom Secrets. Where on earth do you find these GPS resources? Oh, by the way, that was good actually. I haven't told you about the offer, have I? Yeah, we've got an offer on. Normally, it's £49.50 for the year, but actually, we've got a back to school offer. Haven't done a back to school offer for 3 years. So it's £42. We just thought, you know what? It's been a really tough couple of years. It's been a tough couple of years for you. It's been really tough for us as well. We kind of wanted to celebrate that things are becoming a little bit more normal in some sort of sense, and also just give you Classroom Secrets kids for free as well. So something that we're going to be doing over the next 18 months. It's a big project. Really want to work on usability of the website and how to make it the most intuitive it could ever be and really easy to use, and we'll be talking to you a lot about that as we go forward. But we're going to bring the two sites together, so we're going to give you Classroom Secrets kids for free. So if you sign up when you log in, you'll see that. If you've already got an account, then you can get it now. Just log in and it'll say, oh, do you want Classroom Secrets kids for free? And you go, yes please, and it'll give you a code, and it just magically does it. All you just follow the instructions. It's brilliant. Anyway, hi Jan. Jan's saying hello. Also, a Facebook user is saying hi. I don't know who you are. Let me just show that. Hello. Always freaks me out that, but Jan. Done a lot of work on these, so yeah, super. Right, okay then. So you're on the website and you go to GPS, obviously. Let me make this a little bit bigger for me. Oh, it's not changed for you. Okay. So we've got this menu here, and let me just show you the scheme of work. So it is free. You've got one for every year group. Shall we look at year 4? We haven't looked at year 4 in some of these lives, I don't think. Oh, hang on, it's on the new slide. So I'm just going to click on Ready to Write, Autumn Block 1. Okay, so we're just working on these at the moment, so it's quite a big job for us, to be honest, because we have sort of put all these in as quickly as we can. So we've only got the first couple of steps at the moment. So this is the year 1-1, and so just to kind of just show you actually quickly, so you'll see all of the autumn block ones are ready to write. So apart from the year 1-1, the year 2 to year 6 actually recaps what we've done previously. So sometimes it's in the previous year, sometimes it's prior learning, things that are needed to sort of move on. So when we plan this scheme, I say we, like when the team plan this scheme, because they're amazing, and I'm the I'm the messenger. They've really thought about the progression and making sure that they're moving through the year. And it's not just in the content as well. It's how the content's laid out, how much content there is, depending on the age of the children, how experienced they are at school and things like that. Anyway, right. So let's quickly just look at this then. So you might have seen this in the maths and French, because we've got maths lessons and French lessons now. We're trying to lay it out in a way where you can see everything but also have choice. So our brand promises are choice, quality and balance. So we want to make sure that you have really high quality resources and we don't just bang them out and the children can't finish them in 5 minutes. That's important to us. The whole reason why we do it is because we want you to have a really good life-work balance. And for me personally, my mission is not necessarily about saving teachers time. It's everybody. What I love is helping people create these opportunities in their life to do things that they love. And at Classroom Secrets, that mission is to give you time back so that you can do the things you love. Some of you, that might be to spend time with your family, but others, I might want to go travelling or spend more time with your cat. I don't know. I'm not against dogs, by the way. Dog? I just don't have a cat. No, I don't have a dog, I've got a cat. Anyway, you get the point. So these resources then. So we've got the teaching support, and here you've got the lesson slides, and these are new and really important. So if you've used our GPS scheme before and you're looking for the resource pack, then the PowerPoint is here. They're actually in this now, split out. So you've got choice. You can choose to use the modelling PowerPoint, or you can choose to use the lesson slides, which I will show you. Or it might be that you choose to use both, because we all know that you might think that one lesson might take one lesson, but it's probably going to take more than one lesson for some children. So that's why you will see it like this. And so our lessons are not necessarily, to be done in, let's say, an hour. They are about a concept, and you can make those choices as you see fit. So we've got the modelling PowerPoint there, and then the teaching slides, they are the same on both websites. And the reason why you see them twice there is you've got them on Classroom Secrets, and then you've got them on Classroom Secrets Kids. So a good example for this is that you show this to your class and you teach through it, and you've got a child who has to learn from home that week. Maybe they've got to isolate or something, and you can send them that. It also might be that you have a small group of children that you want to go through something or maybe recap, and you can take, your TA can take them out and go through this. And I'm going to show you why it's special, because we've got sound on it, you see. And so I'm going to attempt to do that. So let me just stop sharing so that I can do it properly. So stop this screen, share again, and make sure the sound is on, is what I have to do. So share audio. Right. So if you're teaching in class, you can use the sound buttons if you want. Like, there's nothing to say that you can't, but the main reason why they're in there is so that you can use them with your so your children can do it alone. Or maybe, do you know what, in the lockdown, some of the research said that lots of children found it really helpful to play the videos back, to go over a concept, and they found that really helpful to kind of embed it. So we didn't want to take that away just because now we're not worrying about home learning as much. We thought actually that's really helpful information and really helpful research. So we're going to use that and make sure that it's in there because it's helpful to teachers. So, right, let's move through this then. So hopefully you should be able to hear this.
In this lesson, we will be learning about writing in a book. A page is a piece of paper. A book is pages fastened together that we can write in. Some books have lines for us to write on. These lines go straight across the page. A margin is a line that goes straight down.
So there's an example. Just to point here out here as well. So we have, so this is not on all our slides yet. We're working through it, but these are very, very new. So we had a review for special educational needs, and our slides are really dyslexia friendly. So we think about the font, we think about the colours, we think about the background, and they go through a review process to make sure that they are right. So here you won't see any like capital words or anything like that. So we think that's important as well. Sometimes I think what we do is we spend so long putting all these features in to make them really amazing, and then we just don't tell you. So we're going to try and do that much more so that you know exactly what we've done and how it's really helpful to you. So this you can just work through. What we didn't have when we had the PowerPoints before is we had example questions, but we didn't have something that you could work through for GPS in your lesson. And this just helps you teach the lesson. You don't have to do a PowerPoint. You just go with it. It's just really helpful. And this is really nice as well. So we have interactive questions on it. So these are not downloadable, these teaching slides, because they've got this interactive element, which is really nice. So, for example, if I do it there, it'll possibly do it wrong. Okay, so let's just see if it... So it tells me I got it right. And then you obviously get an explanation as well. Another thing to note here, so in the Year 1 resources, we've used the UIFS font as well, just to make sure that children have that familiarity. I can't say that word properly. As they come up through school, we've got more interactive activities there, which are really good. So this is also quite long, isn't it? And so it's not our intention that you will like, oh, I've just got to get through this lesson. It might be that this is split over a few days. But I just wanted to show you those because they are really amazing when they've also got the sound buttons as well. So let me stop sharing that now, because this is the complicated thing, to get the sound back. Right, and we'll look at this again. Okay, so I'm sharing the wrong one again. Right, so we're back to the lesson. Right, so as I say, that's where the old PowerPoints are. If you're looking for them, you can, feel free to still use them, but we also wanted to make sure that we were giving you something else as well. Right, so then you've got prior learning. You won't always need to use prior learning. In Year 1, which I'm showing you now, then these activities are actually new, because we want to make sure that they've got something to work from. My daughter's going into Year 1 now. It's not been a great year, I'm not gonna lie. Reception and nursery class, they had big chunks missing basically, and while obviously she did home learning, the age of the children is difficult, isn't it? I was working, Ed was working, I didn't want to listen to us, that kind of thing. We did our best, is what I will say. We did our best. So yeah, we've done new resources because we want to make sure that they're catered for. So let's just have a quick look at that. Let me just see if you can see that one. It's not showing it. I'm just going to share the whole window because it's just not working properly. The problem with that is it means that I can't show you the sound, but it doesn't matter at this moment. Okay, so we've got obviously writing in a book, and we've got some things to label. Nice and easy. There's also an interactive activity. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, this is all very well and good, but I don't have any devices. But this is what I think about it. I think technology is going to be coming into the classroom more as we move on, and I don't want to say we get more funding, but where we have to spend more money on that kind of thing as things go forward. This is also an activity that you could put on the board. It could be that you have an activity on your interactive whiteboard when you're in the activity part of the lesson, and a few children work through it together, maybe in a small group. It might be that you get iPads for one morning a week or something like that, and you're planning that just a small group could do that at that point. But just to show you, so this obviously still has the same the UIFS font. Let me get one wrong as well, just to show you what it would look like. And it tells me which I got wrong, which I got right, and I can retry. Basically, the way I like to think of these, some of them are full-on games, but some of them are a worksheet on the computer, which it could be any device really. You could do it on a phone, but it's a bit small to be honest. But we wanted to make sure that we're device agnostic, so it could be a Fire tablet or an iPad or something like that, or a desktop or a laptop. But I think there's definitely a draw to do it on a laptop rather than do it on a worksheet. So, and the other thing is it's marked for you. So it's just a nice little activity to be able to do at the same time. Okay, so then we get onto the varied fluency. So we do have varied fluency for GPS. If you're looking for the 3 differentiated worksheets that we used to provide, they are here. We do feel for year 1 they're a bit wordy, which is why we have new resources for that, because we know that you said they were too wordy. We agreed. We've changed them all for maths, which you will see. And if you still like the old ones, are still there as well, so you can go look at both. Interactive activity again. And then the application is the same. So these are resources that we had. You can tell that they're differentiated because you get the 3 images in a picture, which is helpful. Then we've got a mixed activity, but we've got this new application activity as well, which I just want to show you about. What they've tried to do is keep these really open-ended, and in the answers it gives you an idea of what you might expect. So I obviously spend quite a bit of time with certain team members who really push forward these new lines of resources, the experts, the year 1 teachers. I'm the one who translates that to you. And, when I was talking to Helen about it, she was saying, at this point in the year, some children will just maybe write P, and some children will write pink pen. Some children will be able to write sentences. And so it gives you an idea of what really can be accepted, especially at this point in the year. But it's not that you're expecting that children will be writing this for every single one. They might just be writing this on every one. And these, you can see there's boxes around them as well. We've done that so that if you want to just cut them, snip them and just give 1 per child, or there might be some children that you want to give the full 3 to because you know that they'll write a lot. Everything we do, we try and think about choice and how you will use it in the lesson, and how it's going to be as flexible as possible for you, if that makes sense. I'm just looking at the comments here. Thank you, Laura. I really hope that you love the lesson slides, because the team have put so much work into them, and I just think it's great what we had before, but being able to give you everything you need to just teach the lesson, that is just like gold, isn't it? Maybe more than gold. Right, okay. So you've obviously got homework. I probably said it before, I don't like homework as a parent. I don't like homework as a parent because I'm just so busy with other things. I'm like, oh no, I've got to do homework. But you could use this as an extension activity if you really want to, or you can just pretend it doesn't exist, or you can use it if you need to. I just wanted to show you some year 2 actually, because I haven't shown year 2. So let's go to the year 2 one, and what I want to do is show you this video, so I'll wait till I've got it up. So you can see there's a little bit more in here. Sometimes we've got a video tutorial. These are really, really good. You could even just put it on at the beginning of the lesson and let whoever's our teacher, because we have a number of teachers teaching this, so these are actually designed and filmed by qualified teachers at Classroom Secrets, and you could play it in class, or if a child's struggling, you could send that home, especially as now you can assign it on Classroom Secrets Kids and you get it all as part of it. It's very helpful to parents as well. I used to be a tutor. I don't know if you know that, but I was a secondary teacher. I moved into primary, then I was a tutor. I've done everything. But do you know what? That's been fantastic for my experience in education. And I had a through lounge at the time. The lounge that I'm sat in now, because I have no office. It's a long story, but anyway. And we've actually split it into kitchen and lounge now. But I had this through lounge dining room, and the parents had to sit in, which I wasn't that comfortable with when I first started, because I had all these hang-ups like, oh, I've been a secondary teacher, now I'm teaching primary, am I worthy, all these kind of things. But what I found was the parents who stayed, which was quite a few of them, because they listened to the lesson and then they went home, they did extra things with the children because they were listening to what I was saying and they were using the kind of terminology I was. And so that's really helpful. If you have children who are struggling, by getting them to do this at home, the parents actually learn exactly what it is the children need to learn. I'm sure you saw that through lockdown as well. If you did live videos or you sent videos home, it's really helpful for the parents to know, oh, that's what they mean. That's how they're doing it now. Because we can't think about the detail as a parent, I don't think, that a teacher would go through when you know so much more. It's hard, isn't it? That's why it's such a skilled job, and we train for so long to do it, and we have to have so much experience. So yeah, these are really good, and I'm going to show you one now. Also, so you might not want to do it in your lesson, you can take children out, you could get them to just have the headphones on if you want them to work through it. I just think that these video tutorials are amazing, and I don't want them to be lost, really. So I'm going to share it again and see if I can get the sound on. It's important to have the sound, isn't it? So Chrome tab, which one is it? I haven't clicked on it yet, have I? One sec. Right, here we go. No, I didn't click on the sound, did I? Right, do it again. Okay, we can see that. So if you've seen any of these lives recently, you'll have seen a few of these. This one's Katie. Hopefully. Can you hear that? Please, can you hear that?
Hello and welcome to this video tutorial for capital letters at the start of sentences. I'm going to show you how to use this skill using a pen and paper, and then there'll be some questions for you to have a try at. In this video, we are going to recap using capital letters at the start of sentences. We know that the first letter in the first word of our sentence should always be a capital letter. This shows that the sentence has started. Capital letters look different to lowercase letters, and they're also bigger in size. This helps us to clearly see that it is a capital letter. Here is a sentence that I have written. The cat is big. Now the first word of this sentence is the. The cat is big. I can see that the first letter in the is the letter T, which I have used a capital letter for. I have used a capital letter for the letter T in the because it is the first letter of the first word in my sentence. Here is another one I have done. It is a hot day. The first word of this sentence is it. I can see that the first letter in it is the letter I, which I have used a capital letter for. I have used a capital letter for the I in it because it is the first letter of the first word in my sentence. Now it's your turn. I have written a sentence, but the capital letter is missing. My sentence is, her hat is red. Which word needs a capital letter?
So what I love about this, then you get this question, and this is why it's so nice to send home, because it's not just about passively watching something, you have to engage, which is brilliant. So, I don't know if you heard that, but our doorbell's gone. I knew it would just all go to pot. So let's try that. Tells me I'm right, and then it lets me continue to play the video.
Her is the first word in the sentence, so it needs a capital letter. We need a capital letter.
So I'm not going to show you all of it, but this video is around 2 minutes long, and you can see these little circles at the bottom. This shows you where the questions are. We've got so many of these, so if it's available on the there we go. If it's available, I'm just going to show you again on the lesson, then we will always show you the video tutorial, and it might be sometimes that there's even more than one. So here you can see it again. So there's a video tutorial there, especially in the maths. You might see quite a few different ones popping up here. You might see it in prior learning as well. So they're just a really useful tool, especially if you're teaching one day and you get to the end of the lesson and you realise that some children have just not got it. Then the next day you can make sure that there's a recap there for them to go through it. And I find that the video tutorials, sometimes they're more simple in the way they explain the concept than maybe the teaching slides. So we've got everything, always choice. But I have heard some people say, do you know, why have you got all these resources? I can't get through them all. And that's not why we've done it this way. You know, setting it out in these lessons is so that you can choose. It's all about choice. So you might decide one lesson, okay, I'm going to do the lesson slides here. I'm not going to do the video tutorial. Then after that, I don't need prior learning because my children don't need that. I've got the laptops that day, so we're all going to do this interactive activity. And then we're all going to do this new application resource after that. And then you might go through the books and go, oh no, so and so and so and so, I haven't got it. The next day you go, do you know what, we're just going to recap it and we show everybody this video tutorial. And then maybe because we did this activity, then we could do this varied fluency activity. And then it might be that we look at this application and reasoning, or maybe we don't need to do any more on it. It's all about what is good for your class this particular year, because whatever it is this year, it won't be that year. I just wanted to share this comment from Julie. I was thinking, why is it not working? I'm looking at the wrong arrow, looking at what I'm sharing. So obviously we're still on the year 2, same as before. We've got the prior learning, we've got flashcards. These are games that you can go on. This is the old worksheet if that's what you're looking for. Got an interactive game here. Let's just have a quick look at that. See if we can open that one up as well. Yeah. Just get rid of Julie's comment so that you can actually see what I'm doing. You wrote a lot, Julie. You wrote a lot. Okay. So, oh yeah, I liked this one. So, a worksheet, basically a worksheet. And if your children are struggling to read it, in year 1, it's generally got a sound button as well. And in maths, there's always a sound button. So it reads it for them. Obviously in grammar we want them, and English we want them to be able to read as much as they can. So I can just drag it in. I'm going to get some wrong actually, so it just shows you what it does. Isn't this nice that it marks it for you? That's important, I think. So important. Saves so much time. Check it and it will tell me, and I can retry it as well. So at least it'll tell me which is wrong, and all these different activities. So you got 5 questions. I just think they're brilliant because they don't take away from the learning in that, how do I word this nicely? So sometimes when we gamify things, it becomes all about doing the game and we can click whatever we want and not really do any learning. I've seen that quite a bit because I've seen lots of platforms, especially when I was on supply, and that's really what we wanted to make sure that wasn't possible. So this kind of being a worksheet that's online, the learning element is not removed, but it's still get to use a computer, so I feel a bit special at this point. It's novel now, but will it be novel in 5 years? I don't know. So yeah, that's basically it really, what I wanted to show you. I think it's important for you to know that so much work goes into making sure that these resources have amazing progression. In fact, actually, I haven't shown you these new application resources. So every GPS now has teaching slides. Well, we're working through the year, and also this application resource. So this is designed to be a more open-ended task. Obviously, we've given you an example answer here that children can work through to apply what they've learned. So obviously they can go through the varied fluency first to practice a skill, but then this is to apply it. So these are new resources as well. So because it's the bank holiday, I'm not going to keep you, but that's how you find them. If you also are interested in maths, we've got a new way to find maths lessons, and that is the lessons as well. So you just click on the block, you click on the step. Just to let you know that step 1 of every single sort of block is free. So it's the same for GPS as well. If you want to download the first step in the block, you can access everything, so you can see exactly how you could use it. You could just use it on your first GPS lesson and see how you find it, and then decide whether you sign up or not. So that's that one. And then also, I don't know if you know, but we have French lessons as well now. So there are 15 units throughout the year for French. Some lessons have more than 1 unit. Roughly once a fortnight is the number of lessons you're going to get, but you can decide how you deliver that. And our teacher, Laura, who's a French specialist, will deliver the teaching for you, which is mind-blowing for me. I'd have loved that, even though I like French. I don't like teaching French, but I like speaking French. So yeah, if you didn't know, we've got an offer on, which I think is important that you take up. And it's £42 for the year, normally £49.50. But I suppose really, I'm hoping that you continue with your break for the next few days, and then maybe around about the 1st of September when you're going back to school. I know some people are back on the 31st, which I don't think we should talk about that. Because August, it just seems wrong. And I know some people are back already, back on the 23rd of August. But yeah, I hope you are continuing to have a lovely holiday. It's bank holiday for me as well, but I wanted to jump on and make sure that this was at least out there on the internet for when you do get a chance to look, and you are looking for those resources to make sure that your life is easier this year. I really want you to have the summer holiday feeling at the weekend. So that's going to happen. Woohoo! Right, I am just going to show Laura's comment before we go. If there's any more comments or questions, then let me know. So yeah, I agree. It would work really well for parents and supporting less confident TAs. And do you know what? Something we were talking about as well, especially if you're an ECT and you're going into the classroom, the sound buttons and the video tutorials are a great way to just, check that you have thought about maybe some of the misconceptions that could come up as you're moving forward, or it might just be terminology or maybe things you've missed out. I just think it's a really nice way to see somebody else doing it, basically. Anyway, right, I'm going to go. But thank you all for listening. Bye.